Hi guys, and welcome to our English class. This week we are on a brand new unit. We are on Unit 4, and this unit is all about the big idea of meeting the challenge. And we're going to be talking about what are the different ways to meet challenges. Now this week we're going to be talking about choices and what types of choices are good for us to make. Smart choices. Some decisions are easy. This crispy carrot is my favorite snack, and it is delicious and healthy. Making good choices makes me feel good. We make many decisions every day. Smart choices help us live healthy lives. So this week we can be thinking about, what are some healthy choices that I make in my own life? Maybe you like to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, just like the girl in our photo too. Those are some very good, healthy choices. Now, let's take a look at some of our vocabulary words for today. So first, we have aroma. Now, an aroma is a very distinctive, but usually a very good smell. It says that Carl smells the sweet aroma of the flowers near his house. Next, we have expect. Now, if you expect something, you believe that something is very likely to happen. I see clouds, so I expect it will rain today. Next, we have flavorful. If something is flavorful, it means that it has a very good taste, or when you're drinking something, it has a very good flavor. It's very distinctive. Joe and Tori eat lunches that are delicious and flavorful. Next, we have graceful. Graceful means that the way that you move has some grace or some elegance to it. We could say that Katie is a graceful dancer. If you're not very graceful, you'd probably be very clumsy. Next, we have the word healthful. Now, healthful means that you have very good health. The choices that you make you very healthy. Sue chooses healthful foods at the market. Next, we have interrupted. Now, if you interrupt something, it means that you are stopping the continuous progress of an activity. So you're stopping something from happening. A small dog interrupted the soccer game. Luscious. If something is luscious, it means that it is very rich. Also, it could have a very sweet taste. These strawberries are sweet and luscious. Next, we have variety. Now, variety means that we have a lot of different options, that things are very diverse. The bookstore has a large variety of books by my favorite author. All right, now which brings us to our story for today. Now, today we are going to be reading something called a folk tale. A folk tale is a short story that is usually passed from person to person. And it's a story that is not true, so it's a fictional story. And folk tales are unique because there's usually a lesson that we can learn from the story. And in folk tales, there's usually a problem that the characters need to solve. So the title of our story today is called Nail Soup. And this story is going to talk to us about how choices help a man and his wife learn a lesson. Okay, here we go. Once, long ago, Papa and I were walking for miles on a long and winding country road. Finally, We approached a large farmhouse surrounded by fields of healthy vegetables. Papa, I'm so hungry, I said. Papa patted my hat and winked. I smiled and nodded back. I admired my papa. I knew he would find a way to get us a warm meal. We knocked on the door, and a well-dressed man and his wife answered. Hello, said Papa. My son, Eric, is hungry. Could you please spare a morsel of food? The man shook his head. We have lots of food, but we cannot afford to give any of it away, he said. Well, I could cook my flavorful nail soup if you would donate a small cup of hot water, said Papa. The woman looked at her husband. Soup from a nail? She said. That's impossible. But the man's curiosity overwhelmed him, so he brought a small cup of boiling water. Okay, so who are our characters in the story? Okay, so we have Papa and Eric and the man and the wife. Okay, very good. So why did Papa and Eric stop at the farmhouse? Yes, Eric is really hungry. And what's Papa going to do? He is going to get his little boy some food. Very good. What does he propose that they make? Something called nail soup. Very good. Now, does the man and his wife want to share their food? No, they do not want to share the food. It says that they can't afford to give any away. Papa carefully took out a long, crooked nail with one graceful motion, dropped it into the cup. He stirred the cup of hot liquid. This is beginning to smell wonderful, said Papa. I smiled at Papa. He was clever and charming, and my admiration for him grew. He could do anything. Then I remembered something he taught me. Papa, it is impolite for me to eat nail soup without offering some to everyone, I said, but there is such a small amount here. We can't let the boy eat alone, said the man to his wife. We can spare more water. The woman filled a big pot with water and put it on the stove. When the water boiled, Papa placed the nail into the pot, stirred, and sniffed the air. The aroma is good, but it would be much more aromatic with an onion. Have you any old onions? The woman gave Papa 3 small onions, and he dropped them into the pot. Papa, remember how luscious nail soup was with carrots? I asked. All right, so what is going on in this story right now? What is the problem in this story? Have you figured that out yet? Okay, so the problem is that the man and the wife, they don't want to share any food with Papa and his son. So what does Papa decide to do? Okay, so he decides to make nail soup. Now, did you catch on to what Papa asked for next in the story? He asked for some onions. Did the man and wife give it to him? Yes, they did. Okay, so let's just pay attention. Maybe Papa is up to something to get some food. The man jumped up and pulled 4 plump carrots from a large basket of vegetables on the floor. How about some beets and cabbages too, he said. I can spare a few of those. And here are some potatoes and green beans, the woman interrupted. They are healthful and nutritious contributions. We grow them ourselves. Papa dropped the vegetables into the boiling water while the man grabbed a variety of spices and meats. Here, add these too, he said enthusiastically. Soon the soup was ready, and we sat down to eat. I knew the man and his wife would enjoy nail soup. This soup is amazing, said the woman, and all from just one nail and a pot of boiling water. Papa pretended to be surprised by her amazement, but as usual, he had the perfect answer. What did you expect? He said. I told you it would be flavorful. The man and woman smiled. We just didn't know that sharing a little of our great wealth would taste so good. Okay, so how does Papa trick the man and the wife into giving him food? Okay, so he says, this would be more delicious if I had this. This would be more delicious if I had this. This would be even more delicious if I had this. And the man and the woman, they wanted the good food, right? They could smell it cooking. They were getting excited. And so they decided to give Papa some of their very good food that they grew for themselves. Now, why is making nail soup a smart choice? Why do you think that was a smart choice? Well, they are using very healthy ingredients. They have vegetables, they have onions and cabbages and beets and meat and spices. All of these are a very healthy choice to eat. It also makes very delicious food. Okay, so let's go through and let's talk about some details to summarize the story together. Now, what we want to do is first let's go through and think of 3 details that summarize the story. And after that, we're going to think, what is the author's point of view in this story? So first, let's think of the first detail. So Papa and Eric are walking on a road. Eric tells Papa that he is hungry. Papa smiles and says he will get some food. Okay? So that's the first detail. That's what happened first in the story. Next, what happened next in the story? Okay, so Papa asks the man and woman for food. They say no, so Papa says he can make them nail soup. All right. Now what happens after Papa says that he can make nail soup? Okay, so the little boy starts to eat and asks the man and wife to eat with him. Then they give him more food to put into the nail soup so it tastes more delicious. Very good. Now, what do you think? What do you think Papa is thinking about in this story? What do you think is this character's opinion or his point of view? Because Papa is the main character. He is the one in charge of this story. So what do you think his view is? Well, we could say that Papa thinks it is very good to share with others, okay? We know that Papa asked the man and the wife for some food, right? He thought it was good to share. They would not share. He says he'll make soup, and he shares his soup with the man and the wife. And the man and the wife finally share their food with him too. So this is good, right? So the lesson of the story is it is good to share with others. All right, so now we're going to head to our vocabulary for today. So we have 4 sentences today. And what we want to do is we want to finish the sentence in each number. So let's look at number 1. So number 1, we need to write the word expect. And they give us each autumn. So what would you expect each autumn? I could say, each autumn, I expect the leaves to fall from the trees, right? That happens every fall. Number 2, we have flavorful. I think the new recipe, this one could be very simple. I think the new recipe sounds very flavorful. Yummy. Maybe it's a recipe for a chocolate chip cookie. That sounds very flavorful. Number 3, we have aroma and my mother's perfume. So can you put those 2 together? My mother's perfume had a sweet and earthy aroma. So this is describing the smell of the perfume. And number 4, we have luscious. It's the time of year when our garden, we have to finish the sentence. So it's the time of year when our garden is full of vegetables and very luscious. Right? Fantastic. Okay, let's head to our vocabulary today. So for grammar, it says that an action verb tells what the subject does. A linking verb does not show action. It connects the subject to a noun or an adjective in the predicate. It tells what the subject is or is like. So we're looking at the difference between an action verb and a linking verb. So an action is showing action, right? That's an action verb. But a linking verb does not show any actions. It is connecting a noun to a predicate, okay? So a linking verb is like a connector. The verb be is the most common linking verb, and it has special forms in the present tense, okay? To, be, I am, he is, you are, okay? This is a linking verb, to be. Now we need to figure out in these questions, is the verb an action verb or is the verb a linking verb, okay? Here we go. Number 1, Lee is my older brother. Which verb do we have? Is, very good, and this is linking. Number 2, he plays baseball for the Comets. Which verb do we have? Plays, and this verb is an action verb. Number 3. My family goes to see every game. Which verb do we have? Goes. Very good. My family goes. So this is an action verb. And lastly, number 4. We are so proud of him. Which one is our verb? Are. Exactly. So that means that this is a linking verb. Now, the verb be is the most common linking verb, okay? And it also has special forms in the past tense. I was, he was, they were, okay? So this is past tense. I am, he is, they are, is present tense, okay? Very good. Now, we want to use the linking verbs am, is, and was when the subject is singular, okay? So let's choose the correct word. Number 1, I in the school play becomes I am in the school play. My friend Jason also in the play. We would have was. Jason was also in the play. I, an astronaut who gets lost in space. This could be two things. You could say, I am an astronaut who gets lost in space. That would be the best one. And number 4, the play, funny and exciting. Well, we could say the play is funny and exciting, or the play was funny and exciting. It just depends on if it's present or future tense. All right, so our draft model for today. On Saturday mornings, I play soccer with my friend Lauren. We go to the fields at the high school. Lauren plays soccer on a neighborhood team. I do not play soccer for any team. All right, now, how do you feel about playing soccer? Maybe let's just pretend. Maybe we could say that we love soccer. Maybe you could say you hate soccer. Maybe it's so-so. How did you choose the high school for a place to play soccer? Maybe the fields are big. Maybe they are also empty. No one is there. Maybe that's why we went to the soccer field. Now, what do you like about being able to play soccer with your friend Lauren? Now, we have to use our imagination here, right? Because we're not really friends with Lauren, right? We're just making this up. So maybe we love spending time with her. Maybe she makes us laugh. Maybe this is 2 details about what we like to spend. Now, is there anything you wish were different about the time you spend with your friends? Well, maybe I wish we could spend more time together. All right. Now, the reason that we're answering these questions is because this story doesn't have a lot of feeling in it. It's only telling us basic facts and basic details, but it doesn't have much emotion. So we want to add some emotion to this draft model, okay? So by adding our feelings, how do we feel about soccer? Why did we choose to do this? What do you like about your friend? What do you wish you could change? This puts our feeling into the paragraph, and our feeling is our voice, the voice inside of us, which is very important. So we're going to rewrite this essay. Here we go. On Saturday mornings, I play soccer with my friend Lauren. I love playing with her because she makes me laugh. We go to the fields at the high school because they are big and empty. Lauren plays soccer on a neighborhood team and is really good. I do not play soccer for any team, but I wish we could spend more time together, okay? So this shows our personality. This shows what we're thinking and what we're feeling, and it gives us a lot more details, so it is a much better paragraph. All right, guys, that's the end of our class today. Practice your English this week, and I will see you next time. Bye.